Been wanting to do this. Been wanting to do this. Hey guys, as you all know, I'm an au pair in France, and quite a lot of you have been asking me how I became an au pair and how I'm finding it, and basically just a whole bunch of questions about me being an au pair and like where I sleep, what I do, how the children are, and all of those things. So then last week on my Instagram story, I put up a questions thing, and I asked if you had any questions about me being an au pair. You could ask and I'll do a YouTube video answering them. So that's what this whole video will be about. There was quite a few questions, so I'm going to try and go through them as fast as possible and answer to the best of my ability. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, do the things, share, yeah. Okay, so the first question, or the first thing was, I would love to know how you became an au pair. I've always wanted to become one. So I became an au pair by using a website called aupairworld. So on aupairworld, there's like a bunch of au pairs and a bunch of host families with order profiles. So I have my own profile with my name, and like all the info about myself, like why I want to au pair or where I want to au pair, what I like doing, my personality, where I live, my daily routine and all of that. And the host families are exactly the same, and then the host families can either message you asking you if you're keen to au pair for their family, or you can message them asking them if you can be their au pair. And that's what I did with my host family. So I messaged them, and now I'm in France. Who did you sign up with? So I used aupairworld. As I said, it's an online website. How are the kids you are au pairing? Are they easy or a bit rebellious? So I don't think they're easy, but I wouldn't say they rebellious either. Like, I think they're kids. So I have 3 kids. Well, I don't have 3 kids, but so I have 3 kids. It's 2 boys and then the girl, and the girl's the youngest. So the girl is fine. I'll just say overall, like, I don't think they hard work. I think they not like normal kids at that age. So like a 10-year-old girl and a 12-year-old boy isn't going to be the easiest things in the world, but it also isn't like, oh my gosh, how am I going to handle this, how am I going to do this? So it is a challenge and it is new to me, but it's not like unbearable. It's not like I can't do this anymore. Yeah. And then how did you find out about au pairing, and what made you get into it? So I didn't want to study like straight after high school, and I was trying to find other options, and I also like wanted a year to just be on my own and kind of figure out like what I want in life. That sounds cringe, but it's true. Like what I want in life, like where I want to be, what I want to do, like what are my goals and stuff. And I felt like me being on my own for like a year would really help me figure out what I want on my own terms without like everyone else's input and opinions and stuff. And then like I think I was like googling one day like what can you do after high school instead of studying, and being an au pair came up, so I looked into it. And yeah. What are some of the routines you will be doing with the kids? Okay, firstly, I just want to say that au pairing is easy. Like like in the bigger scheme of things, it's quite an easy thing to do, and it like to be an au pair is like easy. So I have breakfast with the kids in the morning. I take them to school. I pick them up from school. I help them with homework. I make sure that they shower before supper time, and then they need to sleep straight after supper time. And then I put the girl to bed, so I like sit with her and we like chat for a bit and we like read and whatever. So yeah, that's basically all I do. And then on weekends we like play, so we'll go to the basketball court, play ping pong, table tennis. They will like ride on their scooters, and so on. Yeah. And then, which tourist sites have you yourself seen so far, and what else would you like to see? So I was in Paris this weekend. It was so nice, so nice. But yeah, so I saw the Eiffel Tower. I saw, while I went into the museum, Le Louvre, I saw that Arc de Triomphe. I saw the Notre Dame Cathedral. But but there's actually two, and I didn't know that. So there's one in France where I'm staying, and then there's one in Paris, which is like the main one, but I didn't see that one, so I still want to see it. There's still like a lot of things I want to see in Paris, but those are the three things I saw. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all. And then, are there any cute French girls? Yeah, I think like okay, obviously Luke's asking this question, but I think that everyone's like really stylish and really cool. Like when I like walk around, I'm like, oh my gosh, like everyone just seems really cool, and everyone looks stylish, and they like with their big clicks and like laughing and talking in French. So yeah, there are French cute girls for you, Luke. How is living in France different to the lifestyle and the way people operate back home? So I was like trying to think of how I would answer this, because like I've never had an answer immediately like when I read the question, but I can only speak on my experience so far, and I've only been here for like 3 weeks. But I would say that my family in France has a very structured lifestyle compared to how things were for me at home and with my friends and my family at home. Like they have a time they eat, you know, it's like a set time, it's like set things. It's like we shower before we eat, then we eat, then we clean the table. It's like very like set and organized. Yeah, whereas in Cape Town, I think most people, or that I know at least, like my friends and my family, weren't as structured. It was like a chilled environment, whatever. And I think some like social norms, like I get offered like wine at dinner every night, like champagne or wine, red wine, white wine. And in Cape Town, as far as I know, with my family and with like most of my friends, that's not a norm to just like drink every evening when you're having dinner with your mom and your dad. So yeah, what's your goal you would like to achieve out of au pairing? Okay, so when I wanted to become an au pair, it wasn't because of the kids mainly. As I said, it was so that I could have a year on my own to like figure out things on my own terms. So that's what I'm trying to do, like figure out what I want to study, like where I want to be in life, like what's my end goal, like all of those things. Yeah. And then, would you au pair in another country? If so, where? Or would you stay in France for now? I would au pair in another country. I would au pair in America or any other country, to be honest. Like anywhere, Germany, like anywhere, but I would stay in France for now because I think it's easier to like build a life and to build friendships and connections if you're in like one place. And I'm still young, so I want to make like solid friendships and things now, and I'm enjoying France. Like what, like why would I choose to move, you know? Did you have to pay a registration fee? So aupairworld isn't an agency technically, so there's no registration fee, which I like because most like au pair agencies, yeah, because they're an agency, they have registration fees and they aren't always the cheapest. And I didn't have money to pay for a registration fee and then still all the other things like my flights and my travel insurance and all of those things. So that's why I used aupairworld. So no registration fee. What did your letter to the family consist of? So I had quite a long letter. If you want to see it, if you're thinking of applying, I can like send it to you personally. You can DM me or like whatever. But yeah, so in my letter, it was like where I grew up, so the area I grew up in, how I grew up, like how my family life was, and then what my parents do, like their work, what my siblings do, if I have siblings, if we have a close relationship, all of that. My daily routine, so like wake up in the morning, gym, university work, whatever. Why I want to be an au pair, and my interest in the country that I want to au pair for. So I obviously chose France, and I said why I want to go to France, like what I find interesting about France, why I will be a good au pair. So I basically said that like I'm special because because you like have to say something that sets you apart from all the other au pairs. And like with aupairworld, there's like a bunch of au pairs compared to the amount of host families there are. So you really have to, you know, like try and stand out in your letter to the family. And then I spoke about my experience with children, so like helping my cousins with homework, playing with my cousins, supporting their sports games, or whatever I did, which in all honesty was like minimal, whatever. But yeah. How long are you au pairing for? I have a 1-year contract, but God willing I'll be au pairing for longer. I would say 2 years max, and then I want to study, but I don't know, nothing's set in stone. So as for now, just a year. Do you love kids? I wouldn't say I love kids, but it's almost like I have a soft spot for them, because I like think of how I was as a kid, and yeah, and like how I would have liked people to be with me as a kid, as a child. And I also don't have any younger siblings because I'm the youngest. So I'm just like drawn to children, not all children, but like most of the time, like I like show a big interest in my friends' younger siblings. Like with all of my friends, like if they have younger siblings, I'm always so like interested and like invested in their lives, because, or not like invested, but like you know, because I never had a younger sibling and I always wanted one. Is it difficult? As I said before, no, it's not. It's really, I mean, obviously it's like new and stuff, and it's children, whatever, so it's not the easiest thing in the world, but I wouldn't say it's difficult or tough at all. Did you have to pay for flights and all the extra fees of traveling? So I personally didn't pay for my flight, but I paid for all my extra fees of traveling. So I paid for my visa, and for my travel insurance, and for my passport, because my passport had expired, so I had to get a new passport, and then I paid for my visa and my travel insurance. But my actual flight, my host family paid for. Where do you sleep? So I have my own room in the house with them, so I live with my family with my own room, and I share a bathroom with the kids. What kind of visa do you have? So to au pair in France, you need an au pair visa. I don't know if it changes from like country to country, but as far as I know, in Europe, if you au pair under an au pair visa. But maybe in like America or the UK, it's under a working visa or something. I'm not sure, but I have an au pair visa, like it says au pair on my visa. How long did it take you to get your visa? So for a long stay visa, I stand corrected, which is like 6 to 12 months, I think. It takes 2 to 4 weeks. It doesn't take long, that's what I can say. And when I was applying for my visa online, it like clearly says how long it will take when applying for a short stay visa, which is up to 3 months max. I'm not sure. And then a long stay visa, which I think is between 6 to 12 months. So it says like it will take a maximum of 3 weeks to like process your visa. So mine took, I think, like 2.5 weeks, and it was quite scary because I applied in Feb, like at the start of Feb, and I left at the end of Feb. So in that month I was like, yo Lord, like I need my visa. Yeah. What kind of qualifications do you need to become an au pair? So you don't need any qualifications, but if you apply through an agency, then sometimes you do need qualifications, or they would prefer if you had it. So like like, what's that thing, what's that first aid, yeah. But you would, I guess you could say that you need your driver's license, but I don't know if you'd clarify that as a qualification. Yeah. And then, oh, and I don't think, yeah, you don't need any like qualifications with regards to childcare, but most of the time you need experience, or yeah, or some kind of experience. um some kind of experience, and experience is exactly the same thing anyway, Gina. Is it awkward staying with another family in a foreign place as well? So I definitely think it depends on you as a person. For me, it's not awkward. I don't think it's awkward at all. Obviously at first it's like new, and you need to adjust and see like how the family is, like what's okay, what's not okay, how they operate kind of. But I don't think it's awkward. I actually really like it. And in a foreign place as well, no, but it depends on you. And if you can be away from your like blood family and be with another family in another country, then yeah, like if you are strong enough, or not strong enough, but like if you can, then it won't be awkward or anything. How did you set yourself up financially? So I didn't at all. Like I didn't make any plans, whatever. You don't need to, I would say, obviously, to like pay for your flights and stuff. So if you are funding your own flights, then I would say, you know, find a job if you don't have a job, and like save all your money you can for the flights, or like start a GoFundMe, or maybe have fundraisers and things. But I didn't set myself up, because my host family paid for my flight, and then for my visa and things, like I had some money from work. I just saved all of it. Like I wasn't paid a lot at all, but I just like saved whatever I could. And I did castings on the side. So I'm part of I was part of a casting agency, so I would like say yes to every casting I could get. So like if you want to know about that, I can also tell you more and send it to you on Instagram. Okay, what do you miss most about Cape Town? This is gonna sound so cliche, but I think the people. Like I really miss the people. Like it's just something about having like your own people. Like I'm trying to, how do I explain this? So like obviously I like the people in France, and I can actually say I've made a few friends, but it's just not the same as the people who you grew up with, and who know your culture, and who speak English, and all of that. So I definitely say I miss people, and like people in Cape Town are just like great, and like it's just, yeah, I would definitely say the people. What's the best thing about being an au pair? I would say experiencing another country, like for free, basically. Like you stay with your host family, so that's accommodations out of the picture. Like your like toiletries and stuff should be taken care of from those family, and all of these things. So you're basically in another country, like experiencing their culture, meeting new people, um like for free. Like it's a cheap way to experience a new country. Meet any cute guys? I have met cute guys, but it's just not the same as the guys in Cape Town. Have you driven in France, like for the kids? So in France they drive on the right hand side of the road, and as you know, in South Africa, Cape Town, they drive on the left hand side of the road. I'm also driving an automatic car, and in Cape Town I drove a manual car, so I'm just adjusting to that. It is easier, obviously, but it's still new for me. So I've only driven once with the kids, and the mom was with. It was kind of like a practice, but I'm very like forgetful when I'm driving. So I'm just scared I'll be driving on the right hand side, and then out of nowhere I'll just like switch to the left. So I'm actually having driving lessons. I had 2 already. I think I'm having 2 more, like 1 more, just so I can practice like driving on the right hand side and get familiar with the road signs, because obviously it's in French, and like all of those small things. So yeah, I have driven in France. How much English do they understand? What language do you communicate with them in? So the dad speaks fluent English, the mom speaks a bit of English. The oldest child speaks a good amount of English, the middle child speaks a bit of English, and the youngest one, the girl, speaks almost no English. But I have to speak to the children in English because I'm supposed to help them with their English, so I speak in English with them all the time. And obviously it's not easy because they don't understand everything, but we like make it work. And then I told the dad today actually that they need to speak to me in French so that I can improve my French as well. Yeah, and then what was the process? Okay, so as I said before, make an order profile on aupairworld and contact your host family, and then if they like you, you have a video call interview. It can be anything, Zoom, WhatsApp, whatever. I had a WhatsApp video call, very chilled, very short, whatever. Sign the contract. aupairworld provides you with contracts for each country, so sign it, send it to your host family, whatever. Get your passport if you need one, get a visa, whatever. Another thing I forgot to mention is that most of the time you need to be fully vaccinated because you're going to be traveling. So most of the time you have to be fully vaccinated, and most families would prefer if their au pair was vaccinated, because obviously if you get COVID, then the kids get COVID and all of that. I mean, even if you are vaccinated, you can still get COVID, but it may not be as bad, or it's less likely, or whatever the stats say, or whatever. So yeah, being fully vaccinated does help a lot. And then, okay, that's all. How long was that? 20 minutes. Yo, a glass of water. But if you have any other questions, or like anything else I like didn't answer, or if you need any advice or me to help, like if you want me to help you apply, or like anything at all, you can ask me. You can either comment on this video, or you can DM me on Instagram, and I will help as much as I can. But yeah, I hope this was a helpful and informative video. I did try my best. Yeah, and as I said, like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next week Monday at 9 p.m.